Hello, welcome to Smash Hit Sports. I'm your host, Cody. We are going to predict every single bowl game in the order that they are scheduled. I have an electric crew on tonight. So we're going to have it time-stamped. We're going to have everything figured out in the YouTube in the description of the podcast. So if you're looking for a specific bowl, be sure to check that out. I have Harrison Vatnek and Anthony Ravasio and Jake Circus on. We're going to break it all down. But fellas, welcome on and happy bowl season. We're here.
It is bowl season. It's fun. This is a squad we got here.
Excited.
It's the most wonderful time of year.
The thing with bowls is for people who are grown-ass adults like myself and have just bottom-tier office jobs, having a game at like 2:30 on a Monday afternoon when nobody is doing shit in the office is just, it's art. It's chef's kiss. It's beautiful. I'm sure you young bloods in college can, I'm sure you're really taking your classes super seriously. But once finals are over, you can watch all these bowl games. It'll be dope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's something that you gotta look forward to. Like after school ends for break, not only is it just break, so you don't have any school, you've got bowls, you've got Army, Navy.
Yeah.
So you got Christmas, NBA Christmas. It's just a good era of sports. Good time of sports.
I need a poll. Are any of you guys going to watch NBA Christmas if there are NFL games on?
The NFL games are bad though. Like the last two, Rams Broncos is like two of the worst 4 teams in the league. I'll be at the Dolphins Packer game, so I assume
I will be at Cardinals Bucks. So I will be
at the Steelers game. I don't even know who they're playing.
That's on Christmas.
I will be there.
Okay, so we're choosing football over basketball. Good to know.
Are we all going to the 3 Christmas Day games?
No, but his game is the night before.
I think mine's on the
He doesn't know
okay.
That'd be hilarious.
Sorry.
That would be hilarious. They're doing like the primetime slime Nickelodeon game for the Broncos. I think it's Broncos Rams.
I might not watch that. I might honestly just bet on the underdog and just go to bed.
The FBI needs to look into that. Like that's child torture. You should not subject children to those violent scenes of the Broncos offense. Just disgusting. Let's talk about bowls, because that's the reason we're here. We're going to break them down, every single one in order, and we are going to start with the Bahamas Bowl. Miami of Ohio, UAB. UAB is a 9.5-point favorite. Total on this game is 45.5. Harrison, let's start with you. Do you give a shit about this game at all, or are we just watching it because there's football on TV on a Friday night or Friday afternoon?
Yeah, it's mostly the latter of that. I would be lying if I said I knew a lot about the season that Miami of Ohio has had. They're in the MAC, though, which is the elite conference of college football. I'm taking UAB in this one. I don't really have much of a reason why. They played LSU pretty close a couple weeks ago for like a quarter. I'll go UAB, but not much reason to it.
All right, UAB, are you going to pick them to cover and win?
They're 9.5-point favorite. Bahamas, I feel like a lot of times is pretty close. So I'll give you Miami, Ohio plus the points, UAB to win outright.
All right, Miami, Ohio on the points, UAB outright. Jake, who you got for this game?
You really have to look at, when you get these mid-majors, these, Group of 5 bowl games, you got to kind of dwindle it down to, one player. UAB is one of the best backs in the nation. Dwayne McBride, their 10-point favorite. Line's been moving. I think it's at 11 now. It's at some books. So there's really no recipe for UAB to be stopped in this game. They've been doing it all year. Their metrics are pretty good. I think some of the players are actually really upset with Dilfer getting brought in. They really like this interim head coach. He's going to coach in this game, so there's that motivational factor. And what college kid doesn't like being in the Bahamas in the end of December? So give me UAB minus the points. As long as it's 10, that's fine. But yeah, they should win this game. So if you're doing confidence polls, they'll be pretty high, I would say.
Rav, who you got?
Yeah, I also have UAB, and I'll take them with the spread too. The running back's name is Dwayne McBride. And
Dude,
he actually is the nation's leading rusher. And that doesn't bode well for Miami, Ohio, because they've given up, on average, 220 rush yards the last 3 games.
Rob does homework.
I think I did a little homework. I'm actually gonna do a kind of a series like this too on my TikTok where I'm gonna say which one you should bet.
Jake and I might do the same.
I think we should do UAB. I think we should all hit UAB as a collective.
I mean, Harrison's already on Miami, so he fucked that up for us as the squad ride. So we're not going to squad ride this one, but it is going to be 3-1. I'm going to take UAB minus 9.5 as well. Like you said, McBride is a dog, and Miami of Ohio has kind of been dog shit against the run all year. Like even against some of the lesser opponents that they played at the beginning of the schedule, they were still able to run the ball on them at least a little bit. So give me UAB cheating. With the
You're
points.
Cheating.
What do you mean I'm cheating
anymore? Why do you get the 9.5? It's at 11 now.
Give me a break. Now, I filled it out. This is the FanDuel lines as of my lunch break this morning.
Well, the 9.5 was a great number. Now it's 11. What's the pick now? You lost the 10.
Look,
we can move on.
Can we kick Jake off the damn show? We get worked up. We're one game into this thing, and Jake's already pissed off about the lines.
Dude.
We're making this video. It's for little behind baseball or whatever. We are making this video on December 7th. Somebody's got a quarterback's going to opt out. All these numbers are going to
the opt-outs are always going to fuck things up.
Yeah, fuck off, Jake. This is my bets we're going off the line as of my lunch break today. So
yeah, Cody did the right thing.
Yeah, we're line in the sand. Eat my ass. All right, next game we are going the Cure Bowl, Troy and UTSA, the 210 triangle of toughness. I don't know how I feel about this game, but I do know it's at least going to be a higher scoring game. Total's 54.5. Let's go reverse order. Rav, who you got for this one?
I'm going to go UTSA just because, they're two. I don't want to say mid majors like Circus said, but they're kind of two group of 5 teams. Their quarterback though, Frank Harris, UTSA's quarterback, won the. I think what was their old conference? They're going into the AAC now, but they were in the
Conference USA.
Conference USA.
They won the Conference US. He won the Conference USA. I think Player of the Year award or something. He's really good, and he's coming back next year, so they're gonna be good again.
6th year.
Yeah, he's doing He's doing a second victory lap. That's ballsy.
Yeah,
third
victory lap. Year. And he's doing number 2.
They've got the better quarterback. That's what I'm gonna go with. So I'm gonna go with UTSA. With plus 2.5 too.
All right, Jake, who you got?
I actually like this game. Both these teams are really hot. I think they've racked off 9 or 10 straight wins. Troy's only 2 losses. I forget who they lost to. Actually, I have it right here. They lost to App State when App State was really good. They lost by 4. Oh, that was the game day game.
That was the Hail Mary.
That was the Hail Mary game. And then they covered against Ole Miss in week 1. Those are their only 2 losses. They've played really, really well. And pretty much dismantled Grayson McCall in Coastal Carolina last week. They're one of the hottest teams in the country. I get the Frank. For whatever reason, I keep calling him Franco Harris, but I get the Frank Harris stuff. Troy's defense is really, really good. They're one of the best rated defenses in terms of PFF. Close spread. I'll take the better defense in a high-ish scoring game. So give me Troy in this one, minus whatever it is, 1.5, or the money line. I don't really care.
Yeah,
Harrison, who you got?
I'll counter. Give me UTSA. They won a pretty big bowl game last year that I, for some reason, don't remember. Experienced team, Frank Harris, you mentioned, great. But their wide receivers, Curry Franklin, just had his second straight 1,000-yard season. He'll be probably the best wide receiver that Troy has faced all year, basically by default. I think they'll get things figured out. Highest scoring game. Give me UTSA by a field goal.
Yeah, I'm going to side with Jake on this one. I'm going to take Troy. Troy has been one of the best teams in the country against the spread all season. They're 10-3 against the spread. The only 2 teams better are Tulane and Oregon State. So give me Troy. Great defense. I think they're going to have a chance to kind of shut UTSA down a little bit. So I'll take Troy and minus the points and on the money line. And that's the Friday games. Moving on to Saturday. The Fenway Bowl. Can we please... you guys are baseball fans. I'm not a huge baseball guy, but I watch enough of it. Do you like the bowl games that are played in baseball stadiums? Because I think from a watchable standpoint, they look like shit.
Yeah,
I don't really have a strong opinion.
No, neither do I. It's cool.
I could see
the Fenway one's been canceled the last 2 years, so it'd be cool to see that for the first time. I'm kind of over the one at Yankee Stadium because it's always super
that
cold
was
and
the
no
one
one
that
ever
I kind of
goes.
grew up with was the Pinstripe Bowl.
San Diego
I always
school.
grew up watching that. I think it's Big
Yeah,
Ten, Big
same.
12, or at least it used to be
Well,
Big Ten, Big
ACC,
12.
Big Ten.
Yeah, Pitt
Well,
was
they
in that
changed
bowl a lot.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No one goes to those games. No one between
no
20
one,
degrees
it's
and like a.
like, I don't really know. I don't like it's sometime like when Vegas or I guess Oakland was playing at the Coliseum. It was always kind of hard watching people get tackled on dirt. Just was really rough for the eye. Like at least we don't really have that because they kind of spread out the field a little bit better. But I don't know. Fenway will be cool. Like I don't really remember watching.
First time
it.
they've done it.
Oh,
And
that's right. It's the
they've
first time
got-
they've done it. Okay,
Because it was canceled the last 2 years.
that's right. So we'll see.
And they've got both teams on the same sideline.
Yeah, that'll-
both by Satterfield.
Which is very intriguing
Yeah.
because Scott Satterfield is the new
Coaches
coach of
both
Cincinnati.
teams.
He won't be coaching in the game though. But
yeah, no.
Yeah, he already said he's not even going to be in attendance, which I thought was at least a little weird. Like, I would still go to the game, but put him in the booth. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Put him in the booth for this. But Cincinnati versus Louisville. Louisville's a 1.5-point favorite. It's at Fenway Park. I think the Satterfield coach switch is really interesting. Obviously, a massive downgrade for Cincinnati at head coach. And we know Circus is the biggest Cincinnati hater that this podcast will ever have on. But it is, I think Satterfield's a massive downgrade. Like, Louisville was begging to get rid of him. And they, like, UC was like, yeah, we'll take him off your hands. And they were like, thank God. That being said, I think Louisville wins this game. I think they win it handily. There are going to be several UC players who are opting out to head to Wisconsin. So, yeah, give me Louisville in this one.
yeah, not just
Yeah, Jake, you go.
not just to Wisconsin. There's going to be movement everywhere for Cincinnati. I don't right now. This is a don't bet for me because of Malik Cunningham. But like if he plays, I'm all over Louisville here. Right now, I bet the under, but I wouldn't touch it right now. But like I don't know if he's gonna play. It's a potential opt out. But this Evan Prater kid for Cincinnati is so bad.
So
He's dreadful. The offense has not been able to move the ball, and now they're going to the American next year. So the Big 12 next year. So they need some transfers with Satterfield. They'll get him. I'm not really worried about the talent that they have right now, but the talent they do have right now is not very good. And then there's the head coaching switch and quarterback in question. So if Cunningham plays, I'm on Louisville. If he doesn't, then under.
That's a cop-out answer. Pick a side. Pick a side, you
It's
fool.
December 7th.
Whoa, hey.
Relax. All right. Harrison, what do you got?
I actually think I have a good plan in this. I like Louisville, with or without Malik. I always like to find teams that are playing for something in the bowl game. Like Louisville's going to be looking across the sideline or across, I guess, the field because they're sharing a sideline. And the idea that, like, oh, our coach is leaving to go play for these guys, fuck them. I think Louisville is going to play with an extra chip on their shoulder. Malik is also, like, missed game. Malik Cunningham, that is, has missed games in and out. They've played without him before. I don't think Cincinnati's very good. They've lost basically every good team they've played this year. Arkansas, Tulane, Central Florida. Louisville is an ACC team, obviously one of those talented teams will play all year. I have Louisville probably by more than a touchdown.
Rav, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go Louisville too, just because I feel like they're in a bit of like a bounce back kind of sort of. I like the vibe that Harrison was giving off, like in terms of, like the coach is leaving for the other team, like, chip in the shoulder kind of thing. Their last game, they got crushed by Kentucky, and that's one of their rivals. I'm sure they're looking to be, looking for redemption, looking to kind of, improve or be better. And I think Malik Cunningham will play. So I'm going to go ahead and take Louisville.
Yeah, it looks like we're all on Louisville here, at least for the most part. Cincinnati, one of the worst teams against the spread this year, 3-8-1. Just
I think
ugly.
Malik's hurt too. I think he aggravated an injury shoulder in the Kentucky game. So
Yeah.
that's definitely something to
But
look out for.
their backup is decent, though. He's played this year.
Yeah, he has. He played in the Florida State game. Almost won.
Well,
Yeah, so
something to note.
Yep, interesting game for sure. Moving on to the Celebration Bowl, Jackson State against NC Central. NC Central is a 15.5-point dog. This is going to be, in my mind, one of the most interesting games to watch from a transfer standpoint, but not necessarily on the field. Jackson State is absolutely more talented than NC Central. However, how much of that talent's actually going to play with Dion leaving. So, Rav, what do you got in this one?
I don't think I don't know. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Just because he's been able to recruit to Jackson State way better than the rest of the kind of colleges in that conference. So even if like a lot of the players that he wants to leave does leave or doesn't play, I still think they win. And on top of that, I think he's coaching for Jackson State for the game in the game. So I think I don't see why anyone would want to not play.
Okay.
There. I think they went outright. Yeah.
I was gonna say I just Googled it, and yeah, they did. He did confirm that he's coaching for the game. So 15.5.
Yeah, he's coaching. I think all the players are going to play also, but it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, look to your left, look to your right. None of you will be here next year. It's like all these players are going to go transfer either. Some of them will go to Colorado, some of them will go elsewhere. It's like, I don't know. I feel like Jackson State is the better team in this matchup, but at the end of the day, like most of these players are probably playing their final game down in Jackson.
Yeah, so Harrison, 15.5. Who are you willing to take?
I'll just swallow the points with Jackson State there. They played this bowl game last year but lost, so we're a little redemption.
Really? Yeah. There we go. Jake, what you got?
Yeah, like I think this is like a normal story. Last time out, last hurrah, they're going to go out and win. But I think that some of Dion's best players are going to come with him, and he's going to look at them and say, all right, go out and play, but you're going to get a lead, and then let's get out of here. Let's make sure we stay healthy and everything. This game doesn't matter. Give the fans one last show. That's why they're playing. That's why he's coaching. So I'm not going to lay like over 2 touchdowns. Not a chance. I know Mr. Square over here loves doing that, but I'm not doing that.
Right.
So I'm not going to swallow anything with a team that has 80% of its roster leaving after the game. So I can't tell you that I can name a single player on NC Central, but they'll cover the 16.
Yeah, I absolutely cannot, but I'm going to take NC Central plus the points as well, but I'm going to take Jackson State to win. Moving on to the Las Vegas Bowl. I actually think this is a really interesting matchup. Oregon State has a damn good defense, in my opinion. Well, damn good defense in terms of Pac-12, and I think they actually have a pretty good defense overall. And they get to play Anthony Richardson and Florida. We'll see if Anthony Richardson actually plays.
He's not playing.
He's
not. Fuck. Does this make this game borderline unwatchable? Florida's a 10.5-point dog.
Well, so Richardson's out. Their backup's in jail, and it comes down to
John Kitna do a prison break to go play this game?
It's jailish.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
But it comes down to if Jack Miller III is going to play, which it looks like he will. And he's a former Ohio State quarterback. I think he was a 4-star. He hasn't really played much this year. Now go have your first big start as a bowl game against a good Oregon State defense. I think this one could be a little closer, though. I'll take Florida plus the 10.5, whatever it is now. Oregon State might win outright. But give me the Gators covering. It's like SEC players at the end of the day. And then Oregon State has their backup quarterback playing also. I have no idea who it is. So hopefully Jack Miller can go out and not look like Tate Martell. That's the dream for that.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of talk about the Florida quarterback situation because everyone wanted to see, Richardson, and I cannot believe he's going to the NFL. There's
different story though.
Crazy. And then the Kitna thing, yeah. So they have a third string. Chance Nolan opted out too, which isn't necessarily a huge deal because they rely on the running game a lot. Damian Martinez is probably going to be all Pac-12 first team, probably. But 2 backup quarterbacks, an SEC team getting over 10 points, that's kind of gold to me. I have this rule where anytime an SEC team plays against a team that's not an SEC team, it's where I lean. And getting 10 points with a very talented Florida team, I'll take that any day of the week, hoping that they can,
also,
worst case scenario, we're in for a backdoor. I actually already bet it at 10.5. That's one of the only bets I have so far. So,
I wonder if they're going to pass the ball better without Richardson because, he was as inconsistent as it gets passing the ball. So I wonder if maybe their offense will actually have some flow to it with Miller. We'll see if Miller's any good at all. But I'm not optimistic I'm not pessimistic that the offense isn't going to be fine. They still have a run game. They have a lot of running back depth. We'll see. I think Montrell Wright opted out though, but they have other guys.
So Montrell Johnson.
Montrell Johnson. There's Naquan Wright, but I think Johnson opted out or. Wright opted out yet.
I have it right here.
Okay.
So Johnson, Etienne, and Richardson, they all got over 700 yards this year. And then Naquan Wright, I don't believe he's opted out either. So they go deep at they're gonna run the ball. Oregon State's defense is more so for the better when they're passed against. Their secondary is really good. Run defense really not so much. USC ran the ball against them. Oregon ran the ball against them. Fresno State ran the ball against them. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about Fresno State, but we got to finish this one up first. Raph, who you got for this game?
I had to just bring it up because just to.
I'm going to take Florida as well, actually, just because I feel like Jack Miller is going to want to take advantage of this opportunity. He's been behind so many quarterbacks at Ohio State, and then he went to Florida and was the third string. I think that, like, I don't think he's going to be afraid to sling the ball. Like, I think he's going to try to pass more. Like we've been talking about, the offense was very one-dimensional when it came to Florida this year. It was just basically running, and Richardson couldn't throw the ball either. So I think this kind of is a prove-it game for wow, how did I just forget his name?
Miller.
Jack Miller.
Yeah.
I think Florida wins outright.
So if Miller can't play, which he's still questionable, Kyle Engel would be their starting quarterback. He has never thrown a pass in college. He is a walk-on, so just something to note.
That would be electric. Little walk-on, little Rudy type action. I'm going to take Florida plus the points. I will probably sprinkle money line, and I don't. Fuck it. Florida.
Let's go, Cody.
Give it to me. I'll take Florida plus the points and the money line. I also like the under in this one, 52.5. I think with Florida's proficiency to run the ball as well as Oregon State's defense, I do think this game goes under the total. But let's move on to the LA Bowl, because I know that Jake is going to have some special words about his darling boy. Washington State versus Fresno State. Fresno State's a 1.5-point favorite. Jake, you were the sole reason that I took Fresno State to win the Mountain West this year. I appreciate you filling my pockets. Tell us about Jake Haener and them boys for Fresno State.
You know what's really funny is I was on this show in August, and we were talking about Fresno, and you were like, yeah, I'm going to bet them to win the Mountain West. And I was like, I probably will too, but I already threw way too much money on their over 8.5 that I don't really need to. Turns out they won the fucking conference, but the goddamn bet didn't hit because Haener gets hurt, misses 3 games. They go 0-3.
The same thing with Toledo.
And then well, that at least pushed. I fucking lost the 8.5 outright. No, I had Toledo. I had Toledo over 8. Don't interrupt me. I had Toledo over 8. That pushed.
They went 7-5.
Shut up, Harrison.
No, the Toledo that pushed. I swear to God.
No, Toledo went 7-5.
I don't. Okay, well, maybe the Fresno bet pushed. Maybe I had over.
No,
8.
Toledo went 8-5.
Yeah, they went.
No, they went 7-5 in the regular season. The Eagles conference championship.
Anyways.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry.
So, over 8.5. Haener gets hurt. Then they win what? How many games have they won consecutively? One. Oh, so they got killed by Boise. Haener didn't play in that game. Then they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight wins. Avenged their only loss. Now they get a test against a Pac-12 team. Fresno State was in it against USC before Haener got hurt. They they got bullshitted against Oregon State. Should have beat them. I don't care that they're playing a Pac-12 school. Line opened up at Washington State -2. Guess who's the fucking favorite now, boys? It's Fresno State. It's moved already in that direction. And these lines got announced on Sunday. Washington State, 2 of their 3 best receivers have already opted out of this game. I don't know if Haener's going to play. He better. What 22-year-old does not want to spend a free trip in Vegas? He's going to play. Only thing that would keep him from playing is he already has an invite to the Senior Bowl. He might take that and just say, I'm just going to prepare. So we'll see. I have no play if he does not play because then I'll be sad. But if he does play, hammer the dogs.
Well, first thing, this game is in L.A., not Las Vegas.
Shit, that's right.
Second of all, you're right. You're right,
Jimmy Kimmel, L.A.
Jake Haener is going to be hype. He's going to hit the slots. He's going to be he's going to be on fire.
Realize he's not in Las
There's still
Vegas.
some casinos in L.A., some Indian resorts.
But you did mention a good point that Washington State's had like 10 players opt out in the last 2 days, including DeZon Stribling and Donovan Ali. The only reason I know who those players are is because I played NCAA 14 with Washington State, and those were two of my top receivers in my dynasty mode. But they have 10 players opted out. Haener is the best player in the field. It's close to home. I think their fans are going to travel well because it's Fresno to LA. It's not terrible. I like Fresno
7
a lot in this game. But 7 hours is like, I don't know, like the Florida State fans travel to the Orange Bowl. That's 7 hours away. But yeah, give me Wazoo to lose. Fresno win cover.
Rav, who you got?
Guys, I hate to be like the Debbie Downer, but I think there's a good chance that Hainer just does not play.
No, why don't you just leave the call then, Ravasio?
I'm
Why do you bring that negative energy?
Think
You're not
about
saying
it.
anything mean about Jake Hader, dude. What are you doing?
Like seriously, like think about it. Like if I like in his position, I don't think a lot of quarterbacks would play, and like we've seen this the last multiple years with quarterbacks. So, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
If he doesn't play, like, do you really think they could win? Like, I don't think they could win with their backup quarterback.
Dude, they looked terrible. When Hader was hurt, they looked terrible.
Oh, yeah, they looked awful.
They lost to UConn.
And Washington State's no pushover. Like, Cam Ward is, I think, pretty good. So,
Yeah, I mean,
think
Washington
I'm gonna
State-
Xavier Ward.
No, the quarterback.
Who's
Cam,
Xavier
no,
Ward?
it's Cam Ward.
I don't know.
Who's Xavier Ward? Who's Fabio?
Washington State's defense is atrocious, and their defensive coordinator left to Arizona State. So this team is they're just happy to be there. I mean, they go 6-6, so they're barely in a bowl game. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think they went 7-5.
They're just happy to be there.
7-5, first year head coach. I am going to take the Bulldogs for this purpose of this show. I'm going to take the Bulldogs. For the purpose of my wallet, I'm going to wait until I know for sure Hainer is playing. If Jake Hainer is playing, I'm betting. But
I don't know, but
the
that line shift makes me think that he might play.
They started at 4. It started at 4.
Have you seen anything about if he's going to play or not? Has he said anything?
I know he has a Senior Bowl invite.
So what? Don't even play in the Senior Bowl. Just play now.
when the Senior Bowl is not for like another 2 months?
It's in a month. Jake went once.
Month. Yeah.
It's at the end of January. It's in between the conference championship and then the Super Bowl that weekend before.
Gotcha. Well, he'll have plenty of time to rest up. This is an early bowl game. I mean, it's
it is
Saturday the
an early bowl game.
17th. We'll be fine. Let's rock with the LendingTree Bowl, Rice and Southern Miss. I'm going to be very brutally honest about my pick in this game. I'm picking Southern Miss minus the points. The only reason is because Frank Gore's kid is on that team, and he looks exactly like his dad. Total is 46.5. This game is in Mobile. Give me Southern Miss to win and cover. That is my whole analysis. I could not name a single other player on either team. Harrison, go.
I probably won't watch this game. I don't know anything about either. I'll give me just Rice +7 just because, I don't know. Rice is good.
God, this game sucks.
This is not a game I'll watch. I'll bet on it probably and then just see the final score after. I'm like, oh, cool.
Well, it's also in that time period where just as the Washington Fresno State game is finishing, the SMU BYU game will start. So there's no reason that I will watch this game at all.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to take Southern Miss to cover. And
let's go.
Probably win outright because I don't. I'm looking at action right now.
Oh, there's 7 points.
Cover, but not to win outright. So what?
The final
yeah, they're favored. Sorry, they're favored. Yeah. I thought they weren't favored. Yeah, Southern Miss covers.
Yeah,
Jake, who you got?
This is a sickos game. Rice sucks. How they made a bowl game, they're awful.
5-7.
But as I say that, I'll probably take the 7 points because it's only going to go up. This is one of the most public games so far with Southern Miss. I mean, they're way better on paper, but sometimes it doesn't matter in bowls. So I'll most likely take the dog here, but Southern Miss is going to win, I would assume. Rice is they're awful.
Just bad.
Harrison, who you got on the money line? If you had to pick.
This one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you had to
I don't
pick.
know.
Just pick
Probably
one. For the sake of the pod, for the sake of the
who's
show,
gonna
so I
win?
can make a damn graphic. Pick a game.
Southern Miss to win.
Okay. Jeez. Someone decide. What am I going to... It's not like... Oh, speaking of bets, Rav, unless Kyler Murray scores 15 touchdowns in the next 3 weeks, you owe me £2 of...
Well, but Lamar is hurt. Okay, let's
what?
not forget that.
Not worried. The bet was that Lamar Jackson would have more total touchdowns than Kyler Murray. So if I win, or if Lamar has more, Rav has to eat 2 pounds of crab cakes from Jimmy's in Baltimore. I'm going to ship them out to him.
That place is good. I've had that before.
Yeah, they're fucking delicious. But 2 pounds is a lot of crab cakes.
That is
and
a
if
lot of
I
crab
win,
cakes.
I think I will eat 2 pounds of Tex-Mex or something.
Yeah,
So-
I told him I'd send him Tex-Mex or something like that.
Yeah, I have it in my phone.
taco meat.
We're going off
Yeah.
the rails here. We got
talking about the
30 more bowl games to talk about.
Yeah, we got to dial back in. New Mexico Bowl, okay? SMU, BYU. BYU is a 1.5-point favorite. Harrison's rocking the sweatshirt, so we'll let him talk about it first. But the one thing I do want to say about this game is that there will not be a single ounce of defense played. The total is set at 71.5, 40 points higher than the lowest totaled game on the slate. Harrison, who you got in this one?
I mean, like, I think I have to pick BYU. I'm wearing the hoodie. I'm rocking with the Cougs. Is Jaron Hall going to play?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully. If he does, I like BYU a lot. If he doesn't, it'll be tough because Tanner Mordecai at SMU is another pretty good quarterback. Right last year, his first year, has done a pretty good job there. Not quite to the highest of the American, which was pretty good this year with Tulane and Cincinnati and Central Florida all being really good teams. SMU kind of dipped down a little bit. But give me BYU, though. I just think they have better players. A couple tough results that they had early in the year. Like I thought they were winning the Notre Dame game before that game even happened. And just tough schedule overall with them. They played Arkansas on the road or at home. But this will be a good game for them. I want to see how they look. Obviously, a lot of points. May lean under there because that number is absurdly high, and I don't think there's going to be as many possessions as projected. But give me BYU to win, cover, and then under.
Jake, who you got?
Yeah, I feel like BYU was like a really good team at the start of the year when they won that double overtime Baylor game, and then
that game was sick.
The Oregon game just kind of ruined their season. They lost to Notre Dame in a close one, gave up like 80,000 billion points against Arkansas. They got blown out by Liberty. It's just been bad for them after like a couple of people like really like BYU. I know Phil Steele really liked BYU this year. They're way more talented. If Hall plays, I lean heavily towards the Cougs. I don't think SMU is very good. I think they've lost a lot of big games this year. Not a great American team, and I think BYU is a really good team. They just didn't get the bounces this year. I think they have the clear head coaching advantage. So yeah, like Cougs if Hall plays, and I don't see why he wouldn't. I know he left their last game, but that was 3 weeks ago now. By the time this game plays, it'll be over about a month. So we'll see. But yeah, I like
who you got?
I don't think we should discredit SMU like too much. They've won 4 of the last 5. I feel like the offense has been kind of kicking it another gear recently, but I think I'm still going to take BYU just because you guys said they're more talented. I don't see why Hall wouldn't play. So,
yeah, I'm going to take BYU as well. I also think they're better coached. I like BYU's head coach a lot. I think he's one of the better coaches in college football. Moving on, the Frisco Bowl, Boise State, North Texas. 9:15 kickoff, so a little late night action for us. North Texas is a 9.5-point dog. I know they have one wide receiver who's really damn good. Can't remember his name. I'm going to take North Texas plus the points, though. I think that they are a pretty decent team. And I don't have, like, if you're going to have me put my faith in this Boise State team, they have been so up and down all year. I don't know which side of the coin we're going to see. So give me North Texas.
I'm with you.
I like that. I like that side also, especially a team that's playing close to home in their bowl game compared to Boise, who's making a far trip down there. Boise's just been so up and down this year, and I think they're just kind of ready for the season to end. Give me North Texas plus the 9.5, and I'll just roll the dice and say they went outright.
Yeah, it's at 10 now, so
I like
just take the 10. Boise's not really a team that normally does well in double-digit favorites, or as a double-digit favorite because their offense sucks. So they're using their backup quarterback. Bachmeier got benched, and they've won they had a 7-game winning streak up until their conference championship game. So I'm not really a team I really want to back as a double-digit favorite. So give me the mean green against the spread.
Raph, who you got?
I'm going to also take North Texas. And just because they just were in the Conference USA Championship game, they lost and then proceeded to fire their head coach. I feel like teams after they fire their head coach, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me.
You're right. You're right.
Teams after they fire head coach, they do way better. I think that North Texas will cover this one for sure.
Yeah, the dead cat bounce. So, little squad ride there. We're all in this together. We're all in this. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Monday, December 19th. A great day for this podcast because it's my fucking birthday and I'm going to be hammered.
40
Myrtle
years old.
Beach Bowl.
Congratulations, Cody. The big 4-0.
What'd you say?
The big
Did you say-
4-0, 40.
Fuck you, dude. God damn. I am on my own insurance, I can tell you that much. Myrtle Beach Bowl, we get Marshall versus UConn. If you'd have told me UConn was going to have a bowl game at the beginning of this year, I would have called you crazy. They are 10.5-point dogs. Total is 40.5. Is this played on that like ugly ass teal field?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Disgusting.
Lord.
I'm going to take the under then, just because it's on the teal. That being said, I kind of like UConn plus the 10.5. Marshall they started out hot, but they really faded in the back half of the season. I think UConn, when it comes to a pride game, like UConn has it. When's the last time UConn made a bowl? Like 2007?
2015? It's been a while.
Oh, 2015. You're right. 2015. I have it literally written in my show notes. Yeah, give me UConn to cover the 10.5.
Can I go? Oh,
Yeah.
I really like Marshall minus the points here.
Fuck.
I think Marshall's like good. Like, so their losses are they beat Notre Dame on the road. I know Cody. We talked about that one. They lost to Troy.
Game
They
didn't
lost to
happen.
Bowling
It's under
Green.
protest.
They lost to Bowling Green. They lost to Coastal. They finished 8-4 this year. They were pretty good. They're fourth loss somewhere. Oh, they lost to Louisiana. Louisiana's solid. I don't think UConn's any good. Though they had some favorable results against some pretty low tier competition. The Gilmore kid is on Marshall, and he's pretty good. It's a game that's not too far from them, considering Marshall's in Virginia, and there's teams in.
Yeah.
This is at Coastal, so it's not too far at all. Yeah, give me Marshall. I think they'll win this game pretty handily. Good defense, as the numbers show, and they beat Notre Dame, so you could beat UConn too.
Hey, Harrison, how about we stop talking about it? Cool.
Oh, my bad.
Cool. Kick him out of the
Thundering
fucking
Herd.
chat.
Yeah, UConn's really not good. They're easily the worst bowl eligible team. They're not really any good. The only points they score
Are they worse than Rice?
is on the ground.
New Mexico State wants a word with that.
So like good for Jim Mora, but the only way they score is on the ground, and Marshall literally has like the best run. Like it's Ohio State and then it's Marshall in terms of run defense. They're not going to score in this game, I don't think. It's only 10. It's only going to go up. UConn's a public dog. I don't like public dogs in bowl games, so I already bet Marshall at 10. It's going to probably close upwards at 12. I have this game at 13.5. So I actually love the Herd in this one.
Fuck, Rav, don't leave me hanging here. Who you got?
I think I'm taking Marshall too, just because, like I said, or like Jake said, their running back is really good. Almost 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns.
Well, that too. I talk about their run defense, but they also they pound the rock. Like Marshall pound.
Oh yeah, no, and UConn's good for them. Like Moore's first season, 6-6 after UConn. Like UConn was bad.
Oh.
So 6-6 in his first season, like good stuff from Jim Mora, but I don't think that they cover, So I'll take Marshall with the points.
That's fair. Why the hell is this game kick off at 2:30 on a Monday? I understand it doesn't want to compete with Monday Night Football, but why push it back to 4:15? Like this is 2:30. That is that's 11:30 in the morning on the West Coast. Like why are we kicking off the only bowl game of the day that early? It's bullshit.
I don't know. People gotta watch football. I'm gonna be enjoying that game while I'm playing. I'm gonna
be
turn
at
it on
work, Rav.
at 2:30.
I'll be
You're gonna be at
watching.
work doing nothing, and we're gonna watch the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
Fuck you guys. All right. Tuesday, Idaho Potato Bowl, Eastern Michigan, San Jose State. San Jose State's a 3.5-point favorite. Total's 54.5. I honestly could not name a single player on either team. So with that being said, give me San Jose State minus the points.
I'll take Eastern Michigan plus the points and outright.
All right.
I'm gonna take San Jose State, but I don't think they cover.
I'll take the Spartans. Is that what they are? San Jose State? Are they the Spartans?
I thought they were like the.
I don't know, but I'm taking San Jose State. I don't know why.
Yep, that's fair.
Yeah,
they are, the Spartans. Sammy the Spartan is their mascot. So absolutely electric.
Sammy, brother.
That's a good mascot name, Sammy. let's move down to the Boca Raton Bowl. We get Liberty and Toledo. Toledo, absolutely heartbreaking losses throughout the length of their schedule that did not cash my over 10.5 wins bet. I thought their only loss would be to Ohio State. I was wrong.
Wait, you
However,
over 10.5?
No, it was 7.5.
I bet 10.5 at like plus. I think it was like 650. Like I was in love with that.
Lost like in September.
The over 7.5 one was rough.
Yeah, well, it crushed my soul. It didn't win, but I did win them. Get them to win the conference.
I did the opposite.
Nice. That's tough. Liberty, obviously, without Hugh Freeze. Who do you got in this one? Because I'm actually legitimately very torn.
I'll take Toledo, the MAC champs. I don't know. Finn is a decent quarterback. He looked the healthiest he looked in a while in that conference championship game. Their defenses looked the best that it did all year against Ohio, except those times they get like 40 points in those Tuesday night games, which they lost. The second one almost lost the first one because of it. But yeah, give me Toledo. I think their defense is playing a little better. They'll run the ball well. Finn looks healthy. And they'll find a win over a pretty decent Liberty team that lost their head coach.
I like Toledo to win. Probably won't bet them ATS. The line is going to go up. And there's a little bit of value on the Flames. Toledo really only plays close games. That's all they've done all fucking year, man. So lean Liberty.
They could have easily been like 3-9.
I know. Lean Liberty against the spread, but Finn's pretty electric, so I expect them to win it. Liberty they didn't really look interested down the stretch, and now they lost their head coach, so they're not playing for anything. So.
Yeah, Finn is good. I'm gonna also take Toledo. I don't think Liberty will be. I know I just used the argument where lose a head coach, they'll be better.
But yeah, but like they literally
in this case,
like they got ranked and then forgot how to play. I mean they literally looked like
I agree.
They didn't want to be there. Like they lost to, was it UMass that blew them out or New Mexico State? They lost to someone.
New Mexico State blew them out last game of the year, 49-14.
Yeah, they
crazy.
So yeah, I'm also taking Toledo in this one. Liberty beat in back-to-back weeks, game by game. They beat BYU, and then they beat Arkansas, and then they lost in 3 consecutive weeks to UConn, Virginia Tech, and New Mexico State. Like 3 just dog shit football teams. So give me Toledo. They're they might not practice before this game. That's how cashed out they are. The New Orleans Bowl, South Alabama, Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky is a 7.5-point dog. Their quarterback, Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves is the point guard for the Lakers. Also a good athlete.
Yeah, great athlete, not a great quarterback. But Western Kentucky's quarterback has put his name in the transfer portal, which was kind of surprising considering what he did statistically this year. And like Bailey Zappi went to the league. I don't think he needed to get into another system to try to make it. But with that being said, new quarterback, I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm going to take South Alabama. 7.5 points is a lot, but I just don't know anything about Western Kentucky's backup quarterback.
Yeah, I'll go Western Kentucky win, South Alabama cover. That's all my analysis on that.
Huh?
What you mean?
Oh, no.
Western Kentucky's a 7.5 point dog.
Oh my God!
Other way around.
Come on, we gotta. Harry, we did
South
so good
Alabama
ATS on the
Western
bets, man.
We
tighten up, boys.
We gotta know these lines, man. Come on.
Look, I put them in the show sheet.
Yeah.
Get off my ass.
Yeah, this line got really overcorrected. I mean, Western Kentucky has scored a lot of points for years, really disregarding who's playing quarterback. So I think this line over a touchdown is way too many points for the 7th and 25th ranked teams in yards per play this year. So I expect some fireworks in a close game. So if this line gets over 7, that'll probably be an auto play on the Hilltoppers. But I think the talent is a little bit more for South Alabama side. They've scored points all year. They actually have a really good defense too.
Yeah.
I over 7.5. Give me the dog.
South Alabama is. I'm going to take South Alabama. They are like their offense is very underrated. They're a top offense in FBS, and
it's pretty good.
They haven't really gotten the
conference.
Yeah, they haven't really gotten the credit they deserve. So I think I'm going to go South Alabama with the points. And I just don't trust that Western Kentucky is going to be able to do anything without their star quarterback, who accounted for 44 of their damn touchdowns this year.
Yeah, that's a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see both teams. Or one is 7-5 against spread, one's 8-5 against spread. So pretty even there. The Armed Forces Bowl Thursday the 22nd. A nice night game on a weeknight, like they should be. Jesus Christ, don't kick them off at 2:30. Baylor versus Air Force. Air Force is a 6.5-point dog. This game is in Fort Worth, Texas. 49.5 is the total. What do you guys like?
It's actually the first really good bowl. I don't know why Baylor is favored by 6.5. I think they'll pull away late.
I was going to say that.
But this is way too many points against the nation's #1 defense. Troy Calhoun has done an unbelievable job at Air Force. Just keep bringing in talent. The mecca of the 3 service academies for sure. I feel like the last 15 years, each of them has had their mini run of relevance, and Air Force is kind of in that place right now where they went 9-3 this year. And Baylor's on a 3-game losing streak. They're playing this game in TCU's home stadium. Awkward. That's a lot of points. So I'll take the Falcons. But Baylor will pull away late, I think.
I don't know, because I go both ways, because I think the Dave Aranda defense is going to be ready for the option with a month to prepare. And they're also playing pretty close to home. We mentioned Waco to TCU. It'll be a significantly high Baylor crowd there, for whatever you want to take that into account for. But I think Air Force you mentioned their defense has been one of the best in all of college football this year, and they can run the ball pretty well. So I expect this will come down to less than 6 points. Give me Air Force plus a point to Baylor to cover, or Baylor to win. This is one of the most exciting bowl games, just because I don't know which way it's going to go. I think it could come down to the last possession.
I am going to enlighten you guys on a betting tactic that I have partaken in recently.
Enlighten us.
Whenever I have been looking, I've probably been doing this the last month now. Whenever I see a line that's you really question it, why is it that high? Like this one, Baylor minus 6.5. You just take it, and at the end of the day,
oh God,
it's been doing me wonders. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Baylor, and I'm gonna buy in that what Harrison just said. Yeah, I think that the defense could get ready for a triple option for a month with a month practice. Oh, so I am taking Baylor spread and winning the spread.
I love you, bro. He's like, bro, let me get you in on this system.
It's that simple. It is that simple.
Are you gonna?
It's that simple.
You know what? You know what you should do? That is
take a lot of player prop parlays.
That is such great advice that you should charge people for that awesome advice.
Bro, I have a gut feeling.
I should be a capper. I should be a handicapper.
Bro, I see this, and it's telling me that I should bet on Air Force, so I'm going to take Baylor. Excellent.
In theory, trap lines, if you want to be super sharp, yeah, you're going to probably win more than you lose, but
that's no fun.
I mean, you can't just look at a line and say, what, no, seriously, sort of. But it has been proven that if you just look at a line and say, what does Vegas need to happen, and take that side, you won't win long term. You will not win that way.
You might.
But I love it. It's that is much recently. Better. That's much better advice than some of the things I see on social media these days with so-called
that's
professional
fair.
handicappers.
Everybody's a handicapper on
Everyone's
Twitter and TikTok.
A shark, man. Everyone's a shark. They don't have the record to show it, but everyone's a shark.
Hey, look at the wins.
Look at the wins.
Only the wins. But when you're posting wins every other week.
I'm going to take Air Force plus the 6.5 as well. And I'm going to take Baylor to win. Close game. Give me Baylor to win, Air Force to cover. Friday night, the Gasparilla Bowl, Wake Forest versus Missouri. Sam Hartman's not playing. Missouri is a 2.5-point dog.
Hartman's playing.
That's not
he is playing?
As of now, he's playing.
He put that thing out that he's like, well, I'm going to put my name in the transfer portal to see if I get a hell of an offer. But if I don't get in the portal, I'm going to...
He wants to finish out the year.
Okay. Well, that changes my analysis on this whole damn game. Missouri's a 2.5-point dog. You guys go there. That's literally we have 2 Missouri guys here. Yeah. What's the vibe? Let's start with you guys first. You taking your squad to cover in Tampa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll go Mizzou. They have a lot of their defensive line opting out, which would be really bad, especially if Hartman does play. Uh, it's just hard to like. It's not a play I feel confident in, but Missouri's offense has looked like better in the latter part of the season, like a little more consistent. Cook is still going to play a quarterback. He's fine. All the running backs will be available. Wake Forest defense isn't very good, but Hartman does have a tendency to turn the ball over at times. So maybe even though it's some backup defensive players, they could bait him into a couple turnovers, and Mizzou's just got to score as many points as possible. So I'll take Mizzou by a field goal. It'll be super close, so they'll win outright.
Yeah. Bet it now. Bet the 2.5. Mizzou probably opens this game as a favorite if Hartman doesn't play, which I would put it at 50-50 right now, honestly. Either way, this is a big game for Missouri because they gave Drinkwitz an extension for whatever reason for underachieving this year. So this is a big spot for them to say, okay, we can go out of conference, we can win a big game, and see the gears turning. This is like a program because they lost to Army in a bowl game last year, and then underachieved this year. This is
They
a big
haven't won a
spot
bowl
for them
game since 2014.
for the people who are going to be on this team next year. So if I had an alert, I would say bet this, like an alert graphic. Just bet it now. I already did. This is one of my favorite bets so far, and I'm not. There is no Mizzou bias. I fucking hate Drinkwitz, and I fucking hate this quarterback. Like they won 7 games with the second worst quarterback in the SEC and the worst head coach.
They won 6 games.
6 games. Oh my God.
Yeah, and you know what? I was going to mention you guys had 4 one-score losses.
Yeah, so they'll be better next year.
But like,
Do the law of averages.
Yeah, yeah. Nebraska said that too. So,
Well, Nebraska had Scott Frost. But I guess
Yeah,
maybe
we have Drinkwitz.
Rav, who you got?
I'm going to do Missouri as well. Yeah, I don't like Wake Forest. Wake Forest has been on a slide. Like they have been bad too the last kind of month this season. There's no reason to expect it to all of a sudden be better for the bowl game. I think their players are also checked out, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay Missouri as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
This is like, I mean, I know Rav gave some like professional handicapping earlier, but this is like this line can only move one way, and it's not going to move towards Wake Forest because Hartman is either going to play or not going to play. So take Missouri now, and I think they're going to win the game either way. So take that for what you will. But this is one of my favorite bets so far.
Yeah, I'm also on the Mizzou side. The Sam Hartman thing obviously like scares me a little bit, but the last 5 games for Wake Forest, they have losses to Louisville, NC State, UNC, and Duke. Their only win coming at home against Syracuse.
Also,
I like Missouri here. Next game on the slate is the Independence Bowl, Shreveport, Houston. Dana Holgerson and the Houston Cougars. Louisiana Lafayette is a 6.5 point dog. Total is 60.5. I'm gonna take Houston here, just by the pure talent that should be on that roster, but Houston seriously underperformed under Dana Holgerson this year, so I don't feel super confident about it, but I'm going to take Houston with the points. What do you guys got?
They finished the year like somewhat strong. Outside of the loss to Tulsa, like they started 2-3 and then finished 7-5. So they were a much better team in the second half of the year. Obviously, the major disappointment. Like they were the favorites to like win the American this year and go on in the Year 6, and it just wasn't happening for them. There's major regression after what was a really good year before for them. I still like Clayton Tune a lot. I'll go Houston to win and cover. I don't think Louisiana Lafayette's any good in terms of the talent level that Houston has. So give them the Cougs.
I've got the upset here. I'll hit the Cajuns
Ooh.
with the points outright. I faded Houston all year. It's been fun. They haven't covered it all this year. I mean, there was the Memphis game on it was on a Thursday night. It was like the mecca of Houston football this year. They haven't gotten it done, and not really.
Yeah, that was.
Lay a touchdown with them in a bullet game. It doesn't matter.
I bet the over in that game. I thought it was dead.
Yeah.
And then they scored like 40 fourth quarter points. I was riding high for a while on that, but your thoughts that Houston has been asked against the spread this year? They're 4-8 against the spread, so they have just been abysmal.
It's not really running the window to play a touchdown with a full touchdown with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Houston to win, but I don't think they cover, just because that is brutal. Their scoring offense is actually like not bad. They average like 38 points a game.
Yeah, they score a lot.
But and the Cajuns' defense is somewhat solid, but their offense isn't like great either. And like Houston's defense is not great at all.
Yeah, they allowed 77 points to SMU.
That Houston's defense is awful, but I don't know if Louisiana's offense is good enough to kind of take advantage of that. So,
like 36 points to Temple, 37 to Tulsa, 77 to SMU, 27 to
48
USF.
to Kansas.
Yeah,
but Kansas is a weapon.
They held East Carolina to 3 points. Harry, how many points did ECU score in Week 1 against your NC State?
It was a 23-21 win for the Pack.
Biggest win of the year for them.
Rob was high on them too. Don't let him get off the hook.
All right, let's get this thing moving.
I was also high on NC State, so I'm gonna shoulder this one as well. The Hawaii Bowl, 8 p.m. Saturday, Christmas Eve. Just a nice little gift on our plates before Christmas Day. Middle Tennessee State, San Diego State. San Diego State's a 6.5-point favorite. 49.5 is the total. I'm going to take Middle Tennessee State here. I like them to keep this game a little close. Middle Tennessee State was, I don't know, they were okay. Both of these teams were okay. I don't feel great about either one.
Yeah, I'll go San Diego State win, Middle Tennessee State cover.
I'm gonna lay the wood with the Aztecs. They started pretty slow, and then they started absolutely rolling teams, like what we're accustomed for them. They've grinded out wins on defense. They've had some pretty impressive performances from the offense. This is like, I don't like laying more than 7 with anybody, but this is a team that's hot, that can score, that can play defense. So, it doesn't matter what side of the ball they're on. I have confidence in them to get the job done, which normally leads to winning by multiple possessions. So I don't think Middle Tennessee is really any good. This game, actually, I won't watch because it's going to go on at the same time as our Eagles-Cowboys game, Harry.
Yeah. Well, this game's actually afterwards.
We'll be
doing our reaction podcast to the Eagles' big win over Dallas.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This line opened at 1.5, and it's gone all the way to 7. I think that tells you what Vegas thinks about this game. I think I'm going to go with San Diego State as well.
There we go. The day after Christmas, QuickLane Bowl, Bowling Green, New Mexico State. This, in my opinion, is the worst game out of all of the bowl games. I will not be watching. I will take Bowling Green to win and cover. They are 2.5-point favorites over New Mexico State. I think New Mexico State stinks. So give me Bowling Green, but I will not watch this game under any circumstances, most likely.
I agree. New Mexico State's not very good.
Shitty bowl game, 2 shitty teams, shitty city. This fucking sucks, man.
Go Bowling Green. They almost beat Toledo.
No, I'm going to go to Mexico
Everyone
State.
almost beat
Toledo.
Toledo.
Some parity.
I'll take Bowling Green because I don't know why New Mexico State's in a bowl and they're under a field goal. Like, that's not expertise analysis. I'm sure that I have much better stuff than that.
Look, we all can't be wordsmiths like Rav, okay? There's no...
Yeah, like Rav?
We
what
can't
have I said?
What does Vegas want to happen in this game, Rav? Let's pick
Dude,
that.
That's a great question. I don't
Vegas
know. I really
leans
don't know.
the Aggies.
Does Vegas eat? I don't even think Vegas wants to release odds for this. No one's betting this game.
I think that Vegas. I don't even think they will have the game on. I don't think anyone's going to be betting on this game because of how.
Long as my friend, as long as they get 50% of money on one side and 50% of money on the other side, they're living good. They're
Those
living
casinos.
good.
Those casinos don't build themselves.
They don't build themselves.
They do not. The Camellia Bowl, I don't know if I pronounce that right. It's probably way off. Buffalo, Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern's a 3.5-point favorite. Buffalo playing for their bowl eligibility. I think it was right before conference championship weekend. They played on like a Thursday night against, was it Akron, in order to become bowl eligible.
So. That was like a random one-off game during conference.
Yeah, well, it's because they had that snowstorm in Buffalo, so they canceled their game. That being said, I'm going to take Buffalo. Give me Buffalo plus the 3.5. I'll take them outright. Go Buffs. Even though
I'll fade that. Go Georgia Southern.
Fuck you, Harrison.
I'm fading that too.
There we go.
just because I actually watched Buffalo in their game against Akron, and like they were bad. Like they didn't look like a well coached team. Like didn't look like they couldn't move the ball at all. Akron kind of at the end of the day, like almost blew them out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Georgia Southern. And Georgia Southern
I'll take Buffalo. They're bad. I don't know.
Hell yeah, Jake.
I'll take Buffalo.
I appreciate that. That was a pity pick, and I could feel it. The first responder.
Dogs, I love dogs.
Hey, that is true. Dogs on top. First responder bowl. Memphis versus Utah State. Utah State is a 7.5-point dog. I'm going to take Utah State because it's by more than a touchdown. This game is in Dallas. Who you guys got?
I'll go Utah State plus the 7.5. Easy. Not an easy play, but I don't know. I don't think that who are they playing? I don't think Memphis should be a 7.5-point favorite against anyone. They were one of the worst teams in the American who made a bowl game.
Utah State really relies on their run game. Memphis can stop them. I think this is a blowout. Give me the Tigers by a lot.
Damn. Tigers by a lot. Raph, who you got?
I'm going to go ahead and take Utah State as well, just because I think their body of work was a little bit better than Memphis's.
That's fair. Birmingham Bowl is Coastal Carolina versus East Carolina. Battle of the Carolinas. Played in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm taking ECU minus 10.5.
Is McCall not playing?
I don't believe so.
There's no way he's playing.
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't think he was playing. And they looked bad without him. And when he wasn't 100% healthy at the end of the year, he didn't look great either. East Carolina isn't. I mean, they're a respectable team, so I'm going to take them minus the 10.5.
Yeah, I'll go East Carolina also, especially in the McCall. I don't know what that team is without him. East Carolina, they have some decent players. I know their quarterback is a veteran. I think he's going to play in it also. I'll swallow the points with ECU.
Depends a lot. I'll take the 10. Give me Coastal. Injured player theory never fails me.
So we all have theories that never fail us. It's good to know.
I don't know if Ravs was a theory.
No, that is totally a theory. I'm taking ECU, and I don't think Coastal will be that great. Why would McCall play?
Only he's hurt.
Yeah, I don't think he does. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl, one of the greatest named bowl games. Oklahoma State versus Wisconsin. Spencer Sanders entering his name in the transfer portal is a little baffling to me. Kind of surprised, but it is what it is. Wisconsin is a 3-point favorite in this game in Phoenix. I'm going to take Wisconsin minus the 3. I think they're a better team. Jim Leonard's going to be the defensive coordinator through the bowl game. Oklahoma State didn't look great at the end of the year, so give me Wisconsin to win and cover.
Yeah, I actually like this pick a lot. I love Wisconsin minus 3. Oklahoma State's defense is horrible. Braylon Allen is healthy. He's playing. He's committed to staying at Wisco. He's going to run the ball like crazy against them. Is Wisconsin without Mertz?
I believe
he's going to play in the bowl game.
I feel like they've been without Mertz for 2 years. He's just terrible.
No, but also Oklahoma State's without Sanders, so Gunnar Gundy's
also terrible.
Who he is horrible. He's a tragedy to the quarterback position. Give me Wisconsin, better coach Leonard. They're going to want to play for him with his last game there. So, give me Wisco minus the 3.
I don't really like either of these teams. Wisconsin has only 11 passing attempts from quarterbacks not named Mertz the last 2 seasons, I think. I don't really like this game at all.
Turn around and hand it off.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, Oklahoma State was 0-4 the last 4 games against the spread. They've really collapsed. The collapse started week 1 when they gave up like 60 points to one of the Michigan teams. I forget who it was.
Central Michigan.
They gave up 44 to Central Michigan.
Yeah. I'll take Wisco. I'll lay it. Again, new head coach, new one, or the head coach left. It's not a bad theory, so I'll take the bet.
Dead cat bounce.
They slid, dude. Shit. Yeah, I mean they gave up, and the defense wasn't really solid either this whole year, and that's what they were known for last year. Just because a ton of guys left, and I'm sure other people are leaving too. I'm gonna go ahead and take Wisconsin as well.
Squad ride on the Badgers. We love to see it. The Military Bowl, Duke versus UCF. Gus Malzahn led a decent year for the Knights. What do you guys have in this game? UCF is a 1.5-point favorite.
I like UCF. Reese Plumlee's playing. Malzahn is a pretty good bowl coach. I think Duke a little overachieved a little bit this year. I'll take the better quarterback, better coach. I think UCF was a good team this year. They just had to play Tulane a couple times, which was tough, and one of them lost the second time. So they could easily play in the Cotton right now. So I'll go.
I watched this UCF team pretty heavily. I had way too many units on their over. I forget what it was. I think it was over eight. It was 8.5. They have collapsed. I mean, they have played so many close games. They got blown out by Tulane. They almost lost. They lost as a 17-point favorite against Navy, and then the next week almost lost again as a 17-point favorite against USF. That win cashed me my win total, finally. It took so long. But Duke's, like Harry said, they've overachieved. I love what their coach has done. I don't think the quarterback's really that bad. They can score. So I'll take the Blue Devils in this game. I don't think UCF's playing for anything.
I completely agree. I saw Duke, obviously since I watch more ACC football than most other conferences. I saw Duke a lot. It was their first year under what's the
Mike
guy's
Elko.
name? Elko, right? Yeah, Elko. 33 points a game. Leonard total 31 touchdowns. They're 5-1 against the spread. I'm going to go Duke outright.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Rav. This is Duke's first have a chance to win a bowl game for the first time since 2017. I like Mike Elko. I think he's a good coach. So give me Duke to cover and win outright. The Liberty Bowl. This game is hella interesting. Arkansas against Kansas. Kansas is a 3.5-point favorite. Or a 3.5-point dog. I apologize. Arkansas beats them by 2 touchdowns. I think when it comes down to the guys in the trenches, even though Arkansas doesn't have a great offensive and defensive line, they're still better than Kansas. Give me Arkansas to obliterate the Jayhawks.
Does anybody know what the Arkansas team total is? Because that might be the play.
The total for the game is 68.5. I mean, it's a high total.
That's
Arkansas,
not high,
I think,
that's not high enough. That's not
I think
high
Arkansas
enough.
is going to score 40 on their own. Kansas' defense is horrible. And Jefferson isn't great, but he'll make some plays against the defense that's that bad. I liked Arkansas a lot in their bowl game last year against Penn State, and they won and covered. So I'll roll with them again. Kansas is started the year 5-1, and they finished 6-6, and the only win was against Gunnar Gundy's Oklahoma State Cowboys. So I'll go.
Gunnar Gundy.
I'll go with Arkansas here pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I really want to take the dog here, but Arkansas they've been very unlucky with injuries, and their defense sucks, but so does KU's. This is a talent mismatch. I think KU is going to look back and they're going to think, "Good, thank God we didn't play Missouri in this game," because again, they're not ready to face SEC teams. So I think it's weird that we're only laying 3.5 here. So I'd watch out.
Yeah,
not
it's a
really,
weird line.
but yeah, I'll take the Hogs. Woo pig suey.
Yeah, I'm going to take Arkansas too.
I think one of my favorite random college football videos that I have saved on my phone is the Arkansas fan that's like, "I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potatoes. Go Hogs!" I love that video more than life itself.
I've never seen that.
I will send it to you.
Either.
I will send it to you immediately after this is done. It's one of my favorite videos on the internet. I love college football fans. The Holiday Bowl is one that I'm actually looking forward to, although I would assume Bo Nix is playing.
May is playing.
Why is this line?
May is
13?
coming back, by the way.
Let's fucking
May announced
go.
an hour ago he was coming back. So
Yeah,
I assume he's
that
not
came out a little bit ago.
Yeah. Oh, super pumped for this game then. Bo Nix and Drake May. Oregon versus UNC. UNC is I have a 12.5-point dog. It looks like it's moved to 13.
But that's what you're playing. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Again, this is another game.
Yeah,
that's in a baseball
maybe
stadium,
Josh Downs is gonna opt out, but
that's a receiver.
But okay, I need to make some calls on this one. But 13 that's mind-boggling. Oregon's like, if I did I don't believe in do not bet lists because I think there's value for any game. But like, if I had a do not bet list, Oregon would be at the top of that list. I mean, this team
Oregon
has completely collapsed. Now their best defensive player entered the portal, Justin Flo. A couple of receivers, a couple of other.
He's been for 3 years.
Couple of what?
Flo's been injured for 3 years.
He hasn't played? Who am I thinking of? What?
Sewell.
Sewell. Okay. Anyways, but this team is on my do not bet list. This team has completely collapsed. Their defense has faltered.
They just lost their
down the stretch.
Coordinator.
Yeah. Longo also left. Carolina's offensive coordinator. I feels plus 13. It just. The line seems off, which
again, Rav said if it feels too easy,
we'll just take the Ducks then.
Well, here's the thing, you gotta dive deeper. But I have not looked at this game really that much. But this is a very fishy line to me.
I think this was assuming that May wasn't going to play.
Well, it would be already down. It would have already been down by now. And I'm looking at a live on screen, and it's not down. It's not down at any book. It's still 13.
In fact, it started at 9. It went up.
So as of now, I'll take Carolina plus the 13.
It's starting to come down. Some of the sharp books have it at 12 now, so it's starting to move down, which isn't surprising. But yeah, Carolina's getting 94% of the money right now. I mean, that's a big number.
Jesus,
that doesn't surprise. That doesn't surprise me with this many points. I'm going to take Carolina as well. That's entirely too many points for Drake May. I might take him outright, to be honest, because Oregon has struggled a little bit as of recently, but UNC didn't look good against Clemson. But I don't know. I think Clemson's still they're not a bad team. They're just.
Is there an argument? Is there an argument to say that they're outside of May, the rest of the team is checked out? I don't think so.
They didn't look good at the end of the year, but 13 is still just so many points.
Yeah, too many. Total on this game is 70.5 too. So, a shit ton of points.
I mean, honestly, the power ratings have this at 12, so it's not that crazy now that I think about it. But I don't know. I feel like North Carolina's exciting because of May, but really not that good. Oregon is really good. I don't know, but I'm still taking the Tar Heels. I'm just trying to think of it from a different perspective before we all rush the table and take a bad number and then lose. So
I'm gonna take Oregon. For sure.
Rav, you are the man
when you
of the
think
people.
about it, I will give you a solid reason why. If it gets to 70 points and they're just scoring touchdown after touchdown after touchdown, okay, that's one drive where UNC will have to just come up short or not score, not score a touchdown. At the end of the day, it'll seem like it's way closer than 14, but the final score could be Oregon winning by 14 points. So yeah. I think I'm going to take Oregon.
If it ever got to 14, I would say take it. Because with North Carolina's offense, it's really, really hard for them to lose by more than 2 scores. But 12 is kind of a very gray area in terms of number-wise. So Oregon minus 12 isn't you're awful if you take this. But 94% of the money on North Carolina is pretty eye-opening.
It's concerning.
Crazy. The Texas Bowl, we get Texas Tech and Ole Miss. Ole Miss fizzled at the end of the year, but I thought that's because Lane Kiffin was going to be gone. I was wrong. Ole Miss is a 3.5-point favorite against Texas Tech at NRG Stadium in Houston. Total is 69.5. You guys lean one way or the other on this one?
I lean Ole Miss, but it's not something I feel super great about. I'll pick them to win and cover just because of the Kiffin effect. Donovan Smith, who's the quarterback for Texas Tech, is already at the portal, so I don't know who's going to start for them. Is it Show? Or
I mean, they've had 4 quarterbacks that have been good for
them.
Yeah,
I was going to say, Smith was the better of the group. They won their bowl game last year against Miss State, so it's not impossible for them to beat SEC teams. But I'll go with Kiffin and the Rebels. Have they won a bowl game with? I guess they won the first one against Indiana. Then last year they kind of laid an egg against Baylor with Altmaier playing most of that game at quarterback. Give me the Rebels in that one, but it's not something I'm rushing to the book to bet.
Yeah, the dog is live here for sure.
They're They're 4-1 against the spread.
Like, I'll probably bet Texas Tech. It scares me a little bit because they've been pretty bad away from Lubbock, but how this game isn't really that far from Lubbock. Texas Tech's very live. Right now, I'll say Ole Miss wins, again, SEC. But Texas Tech has played a really close games. They really make you earn a win against them. They know they're not talented, like, at all. Mm-hmm. But Ole Miss has been overrated the entire year. Like, this downfall, I won a good amount of money off of it. Like, I think I took bet against them the last 6 weeks of the year. I went like 4-1 or something like that. But now it's a bowl game. You can kind of reset, really figures things out. So I don't mind them winning this game, but the dog is for sure life here. As far as your graphic goes, I'll take the Red Raiders ATS. 4 is a good number, and then I'll take Ole Miss to win. Sure, why not?
Yeah, I'm with you on that as well. Ole Miss, I think they were 4-7-1 against the spread. Texas Tech was actually pretty decent against the spread, and most of that was at home. But like you said, this game isn't too far. It's in Houston, so I'll take Texas Tech to cover. Ole Miss wins outright. The Pinstripe Bowl, 2 teams that should be. Well, I guess Syracuse is a dome team, so.
Cody, I will also take.
Rav, I am so sorry.
Texas Tech spread. It's okay. It's all right.
What does Vegas want in this game? We have to ask Vegas, too.
That's a great question. I don't know. I'm going to take Texas Tech spread and Ole Miss money line as well as Circus.
Cool. My bad, Rav. I thought since you had chimed in that you said your picks.
It's all right.
Disgusting.
I apologize.
Damn it, Cody. Fuck.
I didn't realize you were on the phone with Vegas getting your inside information.
What was that? Sorry, what did you say, Vegas? Yeah, okay.
The Pinstripe Bowl is Minnesota and Syracuse. Minnesota is a 7.5-point favorite, and I'm going to take Minnesota. They are used to playing outside. Mo Ibrahim is going to bash Syracuse's defense's brains in. Give me Minnesota to win and cover.
Yeah, get it now. It's going to go up. This is a sharp pick. Minnesota. Every time Syracuse has faced a good defense, they haven't scored points. I'm just looking at their schedule. They're all they scored 24 against Clemson, blew a huge lead, and I think they scored a defensive touchdown in that game. That's really it. They have. I mean, Minnesota's defense is very overwhelming. This number's at 7 right now. It's going to go up, so take it now.
I'm with you on this. Ibrahim's going to run the ball really well. Syracuse has not been the same team since October. It's weird with the dome team going out in the cold weather is a disadvantage because even though they're in their home state and they're going to have the majority of the fans there, it's just a weird spot for them. Minnesota, they won their bowl game last year against, I don't know who they were playing. It was in Arizona.
That was, I don't know that shit. Was that,
I've been on the right side of that game. I don't remember who it was. It's a wash, but whatever. I like Minnesota, and I'll take the 7.5. Maybe even probably tease it down just in case.
Do you guys think Syracuse fans will be at this game?
Yes, they'll be there.
I think I will also take Minnesota. I think Syracuse was just, they had a nice win streak to start the season, but I never thought I considered them I never considered them as good as as high as they got in the AP poll. So I think I'm gonna take Minnesota.
They won the Guaranteed Rate Bowl last year against Neil Brown's West Virginia squad.
Yes, that's who it was. Yep. I was on the right side of that one.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that was a 18-8 or 18-6. Just absolute electric factory down in Arizona. The Cheez-It Bowl is an interesting game. Florida State, number 13 Florida State against Oklahoma. Oklahoma is getting 7.5 points. The way they were playing earlier in the year, I'm surprised Oklahoma made a bowl game, but they do have the talent. It is what it is. Brett Venables, a disappointing year for them. Who do you guys think wins this game and covers?
Way too many points. Way too many points here. Over a touchdown, love it. I'll take Florida State to win, but Oklahoma has... I have it right here. Actually, I don't have it here. I went it away. With Gabriel playing, they have yet to lose by multiple possessions. Fully playing.
Really?
Yeah, this is, people love to hate Oklahoma. It's been fun all year seeing their demise, but way too talented team. In a game where I think that they'll get up for it. Anything over 7, love it. So, that's...
I'll fade that. Give me the Knowles minus 7.5. I think they have the better quarterback in the situation. I think Norvell, he's seen the Venable stuff before when they were at Florida State and Clemson. Even though you could say the same vice versa, I think Florida State's playing really hot. I don't think they've lost since the Wake Forest game. Those Wake Forest and the Clemson games, those were back-to-back weeks. They haven't lost since then, playing some of their best football. The Florida game was a little close, though, just because the defense had some lapses. But, yeah, I think it'll be a 95% Florida State crowd there in Orlando. I'll be there, and I think the Noles will win that game by 10+. I'll take it with the points.
Who you got?
Shit, I'm still undecided on this game. Florida State's been putting up so many points, but I think I'm gonna have Oklahoma cover as well. I think they'll play up. I think Oklahoma, since the second half of the season, they've been playing. They have not been as bad as they were the first half, just like Jake said. So I think that Florida State will definitely win outright, and it'll be a high-scoring game. But Oklahoma will cover.
Yeah, I'm going to take Oklahoma to cover as well. If you look at some of their losses, Texas Tech lost by 3, West Virginia lost by 3, Baylor lost by 3, Kansas State lost by 7, all within that number. Obviously, they got boat raced by TCU and Oklahoma and Texas, but those games were without Dylan Gabriel. So give me the Sooners to cover the 7.5. The Dukes. Oh, sorry,
Boomer.
I skipped one. Alamo Bowl. 12 Washington against 20 Texas should be an absolutely electric quarterback game, assuming that we get Ewers playing. But Michael Penix Jr. has said he is coming back and playing in this game. Texas is a 6.5-point favorite against Washington. Give me the Huskies in this one. Michael Penix Jr. has that big Penix energy.
Mr. Harris Avatnik once told me a very interesting stat that I actually didn't find. That the amount of times that Steve Sarkisian has covered a line over a touchdown, not very often. It burned me when I took them against TCU. I think Texas is the 6th or 7th most talented team in the country. A lot of stuff did not go their way this year, but this isn't a spot for them to cover 7. I think what it is right now at most books, against a team that just scores. So right now, especially with the possible opt-out of Bijan, which you might want to look out for before you bet this game, before you take Texas -7. If you like Washington, take them now. That's kind of where I lean right now. I think Texas wins, though. They're better than them. They shouldn't lose to a Pac-12 team, I hope.
Shouldn't is a key word there. Give me Washington outright.
Let's go!
They have not lost since, October 5th? They have not lost since October 8th. They score a lot of points, like you mentioned. They scored 50 in their last 2 games in the regular season. Penix is playing great. They had the big win against Oregon. Texas does nothing but disappoint in big spots. It'll happen again in this one.
Except when Tom Herman was their head coach.
Yeah, but last time I checked, Tom Herman's not that coach. It's Steve Sarkisian against a former school of his. Give me the Huskies in this one. They'll win the game by a touchdown.
Huskies are sharp here, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Huskies as well. They do seem sharp, but at the end of the day, 7 points is ridiculous. That Washington's a good team. Penix has been playing his ass off. I think that it's trappy. I think I will definitely take Washington spread, and I will also sprinkle money line.
Yeah, Penix has led college football in passing yards this year, so he's had a hell of a season.
They're 7, they're a touchdown underdog. It is in San Antonio.
So what?
Whatever.
Texas.
Well,
Texas will have the home. They'll have the home.
That's
college,
fair. That's fair. They will. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. NC State against Maryland. Maryland -1.5. Give me all of Talia Tagovailoa and the Maryland Terrapins. NC State without Devin Leary, who's entered the transfer portal. They were abysmal without him. So, give me Maryland to win.
Why? Hang on. I'm looking at the college football playoff bracket. I don't see NC State. Why? Is that a scheduling error?
It must be an error with the refresh.
I don't know what happened to them. I thought they were going to be
Sorry.
so fucking good.
I mean, tough break losing Leary.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they lost 2 games for Leary.
Yeah.
I would like.
Before though.
Funny enough, like I've actually had a pretty good read on them. Down the stretch, I figure they blow out Louisville. Had them there. Then I had them outright the next week against UNC. I'm all over the Terps here. I like. They're gonna score on them, man. Tim Beck is now at Coastal Carolina. That was the OC for NC State. 4th-string quarterback. I forget his name, but he took the last couple snaps.
It's Finley's brother. I forget his first name.
Oh, Ben Finley.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Dave Doran, 5-2 ATS in bowl games, but this is a team that's just gone in the not the right direction.
I'll finish what I started. Let's go NC State plus 1.
1-5, the last dance.
This man is about to burn with the Titanic. He's going down with the ship.
Dude,
the last dance.
Their seniors will finish their career.
All those great senior linebackers that you
it'll
really
be a
love.
NC State crowd. What, Rob? You picked them to win the ACC also, my friend.
I know. I was all over them. Like, they were I probably had the most money out of all the futures. I made the most money on them, which obviously really sucked. But I think
that guy's a fool.
I think they win. I think NC State wins. Dave Doran's been doing a great job coaching since the Leary injury. Like, they went and blew out Wake Forest as underdogs. And Maryland's been on a slide, so I'm gonna go ahead and go NC State winning outright.
There we go. The Sun Bowl. Let's talk about your squad, Rav. UCLA, 18 UCLA against Pitt. Pitt is a 6.5-point dog. Over/under is 57.5. This game is in El Paso, Texas. Rav, I'll let you lead. Who you got?
Yeah, so I was actually really happy that Pitt got this draw. Like, this is a good draw for them. UCLA's been a top-ish team the whole year. I don't know. I don't think it's going to matter. Believe it or not, if Israel Abanikanda opts out, because that is how good our entire running back room has been. Ronnie Hammond is a dog. UCLA, their defense hasn't, like, they've been, their defense isn't great. Like, they've let up a lot of points this whole year. I think that Pitt could definitely hang around with UCLA and potentially even beat them. So I don't know if you can call this homerish. I'm going to say that they win outright for this one.
Love it.
I mean, I think Pitt, or I think UCLA is sharp here. It opened at 4, it's 6.5 now. Like, is DTR gonna opt out? Like, is that potentially a thing? I haven't really heard anything about it.
I don't see why he would.
I haven't heard anything either.
Fuck the league.
I mean, UCLA is sharp, but not at 7. That seems like where it's gonna go. So, what's our line that you have?
6.5.
All right, I'll
Come on.
I'll lay
Come on,
that
Jake.
with the Bruins. They're better than them. I have this game at 5.5, so kind of
I'll
getting
go Pitt.
a point of value, but I'll take the Bruins.
You better, dude.
UCLA
Miami's
win, Pitt cover, close game. Both teams, I think, will run the ball pretty well. I think Pitt's defense will hold up against Charbonnet a little bit. Going to UCLA by a field goal.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take UCLA money line, Pitt to cover the spread. I do, if Abanikanda does play, Charbonnet and Abanikanda might be, as far as running back tandems go in bowl games, that might be one of the best ones we see.
Well, then we have Ibrahim and Tucker too, so a couple of good matchups.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good one too.
Yeah.
Sean Tucker. Who does Illinois have? I think they have.
They have the country's leading rusher. I forget his name.
Oh yeah,
But he's hurt.
They have,
Didn't he get hurt?
Brown, but he's they're playing against Mississippi State and they don't run the ball. So, moving on to the Gator Bowl, the number 19 South Carolina Gamecocks against my 21 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Irish are 3.5-point favorites, and I'm going to sit here, look you guys dead in the eyes, and say I will not bet against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. However, if I was smart, I would bet against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I think South Carolina covers. I think they win outright. That being said, Notre Dame money line, Notre Dame to cover the spread, Notre Dame by 3 touchdowns. And I'm going to clip whichever one of those is correct. So
I'm going with the Cox here, and they're going to win this thing outright.
Good
It
old Cox.
might be pretty handily. They're playing their best football right now. Look great against Tennessee, great against Clemson. I think they just keep it going. Rattlers played fantastic. The Notre Dame offense is limited. Who's playing quarterback for Notre Dame in this game?
It might be. Get the arm loosened up. I'm only about an hour from South Bend, so we can dial it in. But Drew Pine has entered the transfer portal, and we're not 100% sure if Buckner is going to be playing healthy enough to play.
Yeah,
so
no way.
the assumption is Buckner. However, it might be our third Angelio, something like that. So if he plays, we're fucked.
Yeah, no way. Go South Carolina on this one. They'll run the ball. Hopefully they get enough stops. I think they should, and then we'll see how Notre Dame's defense looks. But I'll go South Carolina with this one.
This is my favorite
I'm also
bet.
good. Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
It's my favorite bet of the football season. Taking the Cox on the money line outright, plus 3.5. I'm not bet like Beamer Ball is so back, man. Not betting against Beamer Ball. Like they've. This is a fun team to watch right now. They seem like they're locked in for the first time all year. The last couple of weeks, Notre Dame is on the list of teams I don't really want to back right now. Definitely not over a field goal without their starting quarterback. Interested to see the coaching alignment here. The OC Satterfield is now with Nebraska, so Beamer's not sure who's going to call plays, but I don't really care. Give me the Cox.
Yep, I'm going Cox. Some would say we are all right, except Cody. We're all riding the Cox.
We are all Cox.
We are all Cox.
It was always the Cox.
Oh,
yeah, I
shit.
think they're just so hot. The better quarterback. I think South Carolina. This is like an easy bet. I'm sorry, Cody.
Rav, I just want you to know that there are several things that I'm going to clip out of that. We are so hot. We're all riding the Cox.
Cox are hot. It's going to be good.
Yeah, Cox are hot. It's going to be.
The PR
I
from
can't
that
wait.
out again is not going to be great.
I can't wait. I'm going to tag you. It'll be awesome. The Barstool Arizona Bowl, which I am interested to see how this looks from a production standpoint. It'll be streamed on Barstool's website, is my assumption. They did the Barstool Invitational or Barstool Classic, something like that, for basketball.
Is
Jelly Walker. My
Jelly
guy.
Walker, yeah.
My guy.
It was a pretty decent production. I know they had talked, at least last year before it got canceled, they had talked about having Creed do a halftime performance, which...
Big Cat and
Anthem.
Presidente or Dave calling this game?
No, it'll be
I think
Marsh.
it's Jake Marsh.
Marsh and those two, I'll assume. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll get Brandon Walker in there.
Yeah.
Brandon
which-
Walker will so be there.
Fun fact, I'm now blocked on Twitter from Brandon Walker because I trolled him.
I thought he unblocked you.
Really?
Oh, he did
What?
unblock me. That's right. He unblocked me. I was just trolling about the
Why?
playoff.
Why did
I
he
was
block
like,
you?
What did-
he was mad because like I was right about the playoff, and then he's like, "Why did you respond to me?" I was like, I said some weird shit like to him, and he's like, "Good argument, but like, why did you say this?" I'm like, "Just so you could respond to me," and then he blocked me.
Bro.
That's soft.
That being said, I'm taking Ohio so we can move on from this game because there's so many other ones we need to talk about.
Cowboys, Wyoming. Is that what they are?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I'm taking Wyoming as well, just because Harrison pissed me off earlier. So
Ohio
No,
sucks for that roar.
I'm taking Ohio, dude. I'm taking
Yeah,
taking
OH.
Ohio.
We love the state of
OH.
Ohio. We have friends that live there.
that's true.
That's true.
We talk about the Bengals.
My wife's from
No,
Ohio.
move on. Enough of
My wife's
that.
from Ohio. The Orange Bowl, number 6 Tennessee, number 7 Clemson, the orangest Orange Bowl of all time. Clemson is a 6.5-point favorite. Give me. I'm going to take Clemson in this one. I think Cade Klubnik is a far superior quarterback to DJ Uiagalelei, and we are going to see it displayed in this game.
Yeah, he's
Yep, Clemson upgrades at quarterback. Tennessee downgrades. I cannot by law I can't bet on Joe Milton in a bowl game. Even as a 6.5-point dog. Clemson's defense play well even with some opt outs because they have a lot of depth there. Klubnik's a quarterback upgrade. They're still going to have the plethora of their receivers. Tennessee, I think, is just a team that peaked in probably late October, early November. They're just there, happy to be there at that point. Clemson has the bowl experience. I'll say the Tigers minus 6.5.
Yeah, he took the words right out of my mouth. I love this number. People forget how bad the Tennessee defense is. So yeah, give me Clemson.
I'm also
Is it still at 6.5?
Clemson.
Oh, it's at 7 now.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to skip a couple games because I know Jake has to get out of here. So we're going to go Fiesta Bowl, Michigan, TCU. This is the college football playoff. It's beautiful. It's here. A lot of people upset about where this is at, but TCU is a 7.5-point dog. I'm going to take Michigan. I think that they absolutely blow TCU out of the water. Their offensive line is unbelievable. Give me Michigan to win and cover.
Yep, I'll go Michigan too. They'll win and cover. No quorum, doesn't matter. Edwards will be healthy. They'll run the ball well. TCU is going to have completed their greatest season ever where they didn't actually win anything. No conference championship to show for it. No bowl win to show it for it. Just probably a second-place Heisman to show in Duggan, who was fine this year. It's probably the worst second-place Heisman finisher maybe of my lifetime, outside of Bryce Love, who was pretty not great that year, even though he was good. So maybe he is better than Bryce Love. But that being said, Michigan, Mike Morris will be back. Their defense will eat TCU alive. Quentin Johnson is their only hope, I think. TCU defense has been suspect to big plays all year, and what does Michigan do? Generate big plays. They have a new tight end. What's his name? Loveland. He's been very good for them. The receivers are great. Give me Michigan by double digits.
I'm going to also take Michigan. I think that I've been kind of hating on TCU so much. I feel like everyone has. They weren't. There were multiple times where they should have lost this year and they just didn't. They somehow pulled out. And I really thought they were going to do it against Kansas State, and I was riding Kansas State so hard. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Michigan. They've figured it out. J.J. McCarthy looks good now, and that team looks pretty good.
Yeah, this is where we disagree. Unfortunately, I
can't believe you're riding them.
Wow,
really?
I hate this fucking team. They're the worst. I hate these stupid fucking purple teams that just wave the voodoo wand, and I will not do this with the Vikings. I will not do this, but I'm gonna do it with TCU. I have this line at 4.5. Like I don't think Michigan is really all that, and no matter what happens in this game, I have in my back pocket that somehow, some way, they're gonna fucking come back and make it a one-score game. 7.5 is the key number here. I've seen it at 9. I've seen it at 8. Anything over 7, I think, is live. I don't think they're gonna win, but the Michigan Ohio State game I think is really misleading, because if they didn't blow them out, this line would probably be 6 or 5.5. But I don't.
It's a teaser spot for Michigan, I think.
What's that?
Except everyone's gonna be on that teaser. If tease Michigan,
everyone is gonna tease Michigan. It's like not gonna go under 7 because everyone's gonna tease them. I'm taking TCU plus points.
Bold, Jake. I did not expect you to go there.
I know.
I'm gonna be honest.
I hate it. I have not bet on this team. I have bet against this team every single week since the Kansas game, which was in way early October.
It was October 8th.
Crazy. Rav, you gave your...
Yeah, I'm going to take Michigan. I just don't see them tripping up against TCU. The Ohio State game was not as big of a blowout as the final score was. And I definitely think Ohio State gives UJ trouble, and we'll get to that. But, I don't know. I think the Kansas State game kind of sold for me, and then they've just been so lucky. Multiple games this year. I think I'm going to ride Michigan.
That's fair. The Peach Bowl, 1 Georgia, 4 Ohio State. Ohio State's a 6.5-point dog. Jake, we'll let you go first. This game is in Atlanta. It's basically in Georgia's backyard. Who you got?
I know, man. I'm taking the dog again.
Don't do it. It's a mistake.
At 7, no. 7.5, yes. That's where it's going to get to.
That's 6.5 right now.
Ohio State's sharp. It's very sharp. That's where the pros are going to be on. That's just how it's going to go. And I kind of see it that way too. X's and O's. Georgia's really good. They're really good. But you have to treat Ohio State like an SEC team. And Georgia was only laying 8 against Tennessee. Should they really be laying a full touchdown against Ohio State? I don't think so. They're going to get up for it. Both teams are. You could see the look in C.J. Stroud's eyes when a reporter asked him after the Michigan game, "What do you think you're going to be remembered from your time at Ohio State?" And he was just like, "Well, I didn't win a Big Ten championship, and we didn't go to the playoff." So he's gonna have murder.
Now he's in the playoff.
Now he is in the playoff. He's gonna have murder on his mind here. They're live, dude. They could win this whole fucking thing. So I'll take the touchdown plus.
I'm riding that.
Like it's very sharp. It's very sharp.
They're in a very rare underdog hole. You know, like when's the last time that Ohio State was not favored by 7 points? I think that it'll really help Georgia that they're in Atlanta. But I'm not. I think this is big for the crowd of. It should have been Hendon Hooker or it should have been Blake Corum over Stetson Bennett. I think it's going to be one of those type of games. I think Ohio State wins outright.
Whoa.
What?
I have to
like.
hate it.
I don't.
Are you picking the Bucks to win?
I don't hate it.
I'll have the money line ticket. I'm not gonna straight up pick them, but like I'll have the money line ticket.
For this purpose.
Sure. Fuck it. I'm leaving.
Let's go, Jake. Let's fucking go.
Fuck it.
Well, Cody, are you going to Buckeyes too?
No. Fuck
Okay.
no.
No, give me Georgia.
I want to be more correct than Jake. That's why I'm happy that he picked
What
the
happens
Buckeyes.
to Ohio State when they teams like Georgia, and it's not pretty. And so they've played teams like Georgia, like Oregon last year, and Michigan last year, and Michigan this year, and even Utah last year in the Rose Bowl. Ohio State squeezed away because of a couple of historic performances. But I've seen them play teams like Georgia. Now they have to play the final boss, like the actual version of Georgia. Georgia is going to completely out-physical them. Their defense, Ohio State, bold prediction, they don't score more than 17 points this game.
Over.
No.
Damn.
Harrison, they're going to want it, dude. They're going to want it. They just got their mouth smacked by fucking Michigan and then sat on the couch.
Both teams
and
are
then
going
they
to want
sat
it.
on the couch for the Big Ten Championship. Dude, they're going to fucking... Oh, my God.
No, in
17 points?
Stetson Bennett sneakily getting a lot of hate because of this Heisman. I think a little bit of chip on his shoulder against an Ohio State defense that's had a lot of really bad games this year, Rav. And so I'll give me Georgia. They'll run the ball well. Stetson will play well. The defense will dominate Georgia by 2 touchdowns.
Defense can play bad. It won't even matter.
These semifinals are always blowouts, and we try talking ourselves into the underdog. Give me Georgia here. Yeah, they're playing Atlanta.
But this is so different, dude. This is fucking... This is
Ohio
a
State
team
has
that we
played-
looked at...
This is different. We're not talking about Bama here.
Yeah,
Ohio
this is a
State
team
has
that we
played-
looked at as
Ohio
a
State
one of the clear best teams the whole year.
Ohio State. Georgia has no fear of Ohio State.
I haven't said anything. I'm just telling you guys what the professionals are on, and I'll take it.
Okay.
I haven't said anything. This piece of
You were
shit.
calling me the Vegas guy, Circus.
Dogs.
I'm riding Georgia to win and to cover. Ohio State has played 2 defenses that have been worth a shit all year. They played Notre Dame and they did not look good. They played Michigan and they got their ass beat. Georgia's defense is better than both of those. Give me Georgia to win and cover.
I will say this though: when you successfully fade Kirby, it's very enjoyable. I've done it multiple times in the past. Last time was in the SEC
National Championship.
I lost a little bit of money on that game because of some futures, but it was in the SEC title game. When you can't see, I'm pointing at him, but when this guy, Mr. Vapnik, was all over those dogs, and I was like,
they won the title,
and I was like,
they won the championship.
Congratulations, but I lost $10. But I had Bama outright in that game, and the line was identical to what it is in this game, 6.5. Buckeyes.
Jake Circus living in the past.
I'm really excited for that game, though. Don't get me wrong. Like I think it'll be a crazy good game. I just don't think it'll.
Bye, guys.
Yeah,
Bye, Jake.
later, Jake. I appreciate you coming on, man. Back in the Music City Bowl, the most disgusting game my eyes have ever seen. The Spencer Petras-led Iowa Hawkeyes against.
He is not. Is he starting this game?
I don't know.
I think he's just committed to FIU. That's where he's going to be starting next year.
Oh, Jesus.
FIU.
No, I'm joking. I'm just thinking the worst football program.
So we have Iowa, Kentucky. Kentucky is a 1.5 point dog. The total for this game is 31.5 points.
I might go under there.
It's-
Kentucky's backup quarterback is playing too.
Yeah.
He's played a little bit this year.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. So
I'll go.
backup quarterback.
No, actually no, because I bet on this last year, and I think it was Kentucky won, but I think it was a push, or I had Iowa plus 3.5, and they barely covered. It was one of the two, and when these two played in the Citrus Bowl, screw it, I'll go Iowa. They don't need a quarterback. They just gotta hopefully run the ball, and then maybe the defense will get a stop and block a punt. Iowa wins
crazy.
16-9.
Oh yeah, that's a gritty football game, baby.
Yeah.
Music City Bowl, gritty game. Let's
It was great last year, the Music City Bowl. It was Tennessee-Purdue, which is essentially our chaser of the Ohio State-Utah game.
I don't think the public's gonna want to bet Iowa here. Period. Like I think everyone's gonna be all over Kentucky. It's still at 3.5. Is the line 3.5?
Yeah,
1.5
dog.
Oh,
is what it was at when I did the thing. Kentucky's a 1.5 point dog.
Half right now, I believe.
I'm gonna shit. This is gonna be, if this comes out to be true, it'll be crazy. I'm gonna say that Kentucky does not cover 1.5, but still wins. So I think they win by 1.
I fuck. Well,
Middle.
I love that. I love that. So
Yeah, I think Iowa's defense will just barely not do enough. Like just barely.
no, Kentucky's a 1.5 point dog on this.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
All right. Shit.
he's got Kentucky. All right, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna take Iowa. Iowa money line. Iowa with the points. The Sugar Bowl. This is one of my favorite bets of the whole damn year. Alabama, Kansas State in the Superdome. Kansas State plus 3.5. I am
This is a
laying
great
the
game.
damn
This is a great game,
wood
baby. Let's
on the
go.
Wildcats. I think.
I assume he's out, right? Is he not playing?
Huh?
Bryce is out.
Bryce is not playing.
No, this year though.
My
He wasn't great, but like
I don't. Bryce Young has played pretty
this
damn
reminds me
good.
of the Utah game, Ohio State last year, and it's like
Bryce Young played better this year than he did last year.
no.
It's close. It's not like they've dropped off. It's just that the offensive pieces around him are just significantly worse.
I'll go Bama. It's
No.
at the end of the day, it's Alabama as an SEC team playing Kansas State. It's a hard. It's just an easy pick at all, and I don't know who's going to play for Bama, so I might regret this, but Alabama's a 4.5 point favorite against anybody. It's like I have to take them at this point.
You got to respect it. If you have faded Nick Saban over the last decade, you've lost a lot of money.
But they've had like history tells you they're going to
shit.
because twice they've played in the Sugar Bowl and it didn't mean shit to them. They lost to Utah in 2008 and then Oklahoma in 2013.
Yeah.
So when this game is meaningless, like they've lost before. So that's a reason to take K-State.
And that's why I'm on
also
K-State.
usually better than Big 12. Like usually, like head to head, I feel like SEC usually always does well against Big 12.
Yeah, but
Baylor won this game last year against Altmaier and Ole Miss.
Damn, I was on Kansas State. What's the line at?
3.5 is
Well,
what.
3.5.
Sorry,
For
3.5 is
Bama?
what it was when I got it.
For Bama. Yeah, 3.5. I'm gonna go. See, Kansas State really like shout out K-State because they did be really good for the Big 12 championship. Like so good. I had a huge future on them to win, but I think I'm gonna go Bama.
There we go. I'll solo ride this one. It's fine. Let's hop to after New Year's. The Reliaquest Bowl, Mississippi State against Illinois. Illinois is a 1.5 point dog in Tampa. Who you guys got?
Real fast, I'll go Mississippi State. Leach and company get it done. I think their offense played well. I think Illinois peaked in October. Haven't really loved their body language since. I think Mississippi State will be ready to play. They got embarrassed in a bowl game last year by Tech. I think they'll be ready to come out and finish off what's been a decent season for them.
I completely agree. I'm also going with Mississippi State.
Yep, I'm gonna ride.
Dices that defense.
I'm gonna ride the Bulldogs too. The Citrus Bowl, LSU against Purdue. Purdue is a 9.5 point dog, and they just lost Jeff Brom. Give me Brian Kelly and that Tigers team to win and cover.
LSU by 30. I'm not exaggerating. Like they're gonna. I don't think Purdue's any good. Alternate
line.
And even without is O'Connell gonna play?
Yeah, I was gonna say if O'Connell plays, I think
Especially
I want to take
Brom, an interim coach against a Brian Kelly. Like LSU wants to finish off this year. Like they want to go, would it be 10-4? Like I think Daniels will still start. Maybe it'll be Nussmeier, but I thought they played pretty well against Georgia, considering they lost by 20 points. Like,
I don't like LSU.
Only two teams have put up 30 points against Georgia in the last 2 calendar years, and that's them and Bama in the SEC championship a year ago.
And Ohio State.
LSU will blow out Purdue. LSU blows out Purdue.
Love it.
Cody, what do you want?
Huh?
What do you want for LSU?
I'm taking LSU.
I think I'm going to take LSU too.
2 more.
Hell yeah. Cotton Bowl, 1 o'clock, USC against Tulane in Jerry World. Tulane is a 2.5-point dog. Caleb Williams is not going to play.
Is that official?
My assumption, with his injury, I just doubt that they rush him.
The line reflects he's not going to play.
Yeah, the line absolutely reflects that he's not going to play. Either way, I'm going to take USC. If you're going to give me... Tulane's good, but they're not nearly as good as some of the other competition that USC has played this year. So I'll take USC to win and cover.
Vastly disagree. No Williams, big problem for USC. You see how their defense looked like against Utah. Tulane has a good quarterback in Michael Pratt, and they run the ball extremely well. I don't know if the USC fans are going to travel to this. It's after New Year's. They're not playing for anything. I think this is Tulane's biggest game in 60 years since they were in the 1964 Sugar Bowl, something like that. They are going to flood AT&T Stadium. They're going to run the ball well, and they'll come out with a victory. It'll be the first win by a New Year's Six Group of 5 team since 2017 when UCF beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tulane too, and shout out Tulane because I feel like out of all of the Group of 5 teams, Tulane is a somewhat consistent, this is their first really, really good year, obviously, New Year's Six Bowl, crazy. But, I feel like they're a consistent, Group of 5 good team, so shout out Tulane. I'm going to take them spread and outright.
Hell yeah. Let's bring this bad boy home. The granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. Number 8, Utah. Number 11, Penn State. Penn State is a 2.5-point dog. Harrison, I think we're on the same boat here. I'm taking the Utes. Penn State has been one of the most confusing teams this year. I get a lot of hate for them.
The mayor!
The mayor of Utah. I've gotten a lot of hate for some of my Penn State takes on TikTok, but we don't know how good they are because they got whooped handily by Michigan and Ohio State. Who is their best win?
I'll give credit to them for beating the teams they're supposed to beat because it's hard to do that. They beat everyone they're supposed to beat, but they got blown out by the 2 teams they weren't.
Their best win is at Purdue first week of the season.
Yeah, and that was barely a win. That was barely a win.
Again, at Auburn, against an Auburn team that didn't make a bowl game.
Yeah, but give me Utah. They've been here before. Their fans will travel out. This is the last normal Rose Bowl we'll probably ever get. And Utah, they salty taste in their mouth after they lost a close game last year to the Buckeyes. Utah will win this one.
I hope Utah shits all over Penn State.
I have a good feeling. What's that now at now?
2.5 is what I had at.
I'll go Utes pretty handily.
Yep, I'm going to also go Utah.
Hell yeah, boys. I appreciate you coming on. With that being said, everybody, I appreciate you coming on, listening. Rob, Harrison, all of their stuff, and Jake, I know we had to leave us, but all their stuff is going to be in the description of the video. They will be tagged if you were watching the video or the video version of the podcast. You'll be able to see it as well. I appreciate you boys for coming on. Hell of a bowl season, and I can't wait to see ya. Y'all have a good one.